Hi guys, right, so in this video there is a massive sale for the Final Fantasy franchise on Steam at the minute, and you can get games for incredibly cheap. So we have the Final Fantasy Remake, Integrate and Rebirth. They are both under 20 bucks. If you're in the US it's 20 bucks, but if you're in the UK, the first one is actually £13 and the second one, the latest one, is actually £16. And you can have Tactics as well for under 30 bucks as well. You have Crisis Core Final Fantasy Reunion, 14 bucks. You have Final Fantasy 16 for 18 bucks. I still haven't completed that on the PlayStation 5, to be fair. You got Final Fantasy X and X2 HD Remastered for 8 bucks. You have one of my favourite games of all time, Final Fantasy 8 for 4 bucks. That is an absolute deal. And I think this version comes with the stuff added on already, because there is an addition. You get, yeah, there we go. We've got all the high speed mode included, all the 999 stats. You can instantly max yourself out if you want to as well. So if you want to go through the game and just max everything out and just enjoy the story, you can do that as well. So that is 4 bucks, by the way. You got Final Fantasy 6. I think that's 6. That is £5 or about 6 bucks. You got Final Fantasy £10 for that Final Fantasy Windows Edition. And as you go down, the latest, the Final Fantasy Resonance, that's already up for wish listing for 40 bucks. And you got the new Final Fantasy Part 3 that is coming out soon as well. But you've also got the classics, Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, all under 8 bucks for all of them. You also have this one. Right guys, this is what I'm going to recommend. I'm actually going to show you, oh, you can get the complete edition. I recommend you get the complete edition, but you can just get the original edition for 5 bucks. But what I would recommend you guys doing is paying £12 and getting this version here, the complete edition. This is basically Pokemon, guys. So you actually get the upgrade pack with this, which is like the expansion sort of thing. But yeah, this is basically Pokemon, guys, but in a Final Fantasy's form. So you actually go around and you capture different Pokemon and stuff like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut in a minute to this actual game and talk about it, because I've actually completed this game already myself, and I'll go over a bit more detail in a minute. But we have some absolute crazy deals. We've got Final Fantasy with Lightning. Yeah, she is now going for 5 bucks. Damn, that's well cheap. You got Lightning Returns for £5 as well. Oh, this one's actually really good. Final Fantasy Type 0. It's mixed reviews. I thought it was actually quite good. But yeah, this is going for £6, guys. You got Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy. This is going for £14. It's still quite high in my opinion. We got the HD remake of Final Fantasy 3. Never played Final Fantasy 3. I might actually buy this just to play through it, because I've never actually played Final Fantasy 3. That was before my time. I was Final Fantasy 6, 7 and 8, and Final Fantasy 8 was my favourite. I know it's a hot take, but Final Fantasy 8 was my favourite. Then Final Fantasy 7 was my second favourite in terms of Final Fantasy games. And yes, the Final Fantasy Type 0 was actually cracked as well. That's actually a really, really fun game. If you never tried this one out, I definitely highly recommend you try this out. 6 bucks at the minute, honestly, or £6 at the minute, honestly, is a steal for that money. Like 7 bucks, $7 probably, something like that. Absolute steal, guys. But yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to cut across now to the world of Final Fantasy, basically the Pokemon with a Final Fantasy skin. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, now you've seen the deals on the Steam sale for Final Fantasy, but there is one game that is the list that the Creature Capture fans should seriously give it a shot. And no, it's not a mainline title, it's World of Final Fantasy, a game that honestly a lot of people have overlooked, but once you play it you'll realise something pretty quickly. This isn't just a Final Fantasy spin-off. This is basically Creature Collectors first and Final Fantasy games second. So the game starts off as you play as twins who wake up with no memories in the empty world. They're told they used to capture and control creatures called Mirages, and if they collect them again, they might regain their past. That's basically the setup of the game. And yeah, the story isn't exactly the reason you're here. because at its core, this game is all about catching monsters. You explore different areas, run to Mirages, weaken them and capture them to build your team. It's straight up a creature collecting gameplay. It's basically Pokémon, but in a Final Fantasy skin. Instead of the original monsters you're collecting, Final Fantasy creatures like chocobos, tomberries, and all that sort of good stuff. But it doesn't just copy the formula. Each Mirage has specific capture conditions, so you might need to hit it with a certain element or hit it with a certain status effect or land a critical hit. So instead of mindlessly throwing something like a Pokeball at it, you actually have to think about each approach and each encounter. And then there is the mechanic that really defines the game. There's stacking in this game. So instead of having a full party like most RPGs, you literally stack your monsters on top of your shoulders and they keep going up and up and up on yourself on top of each other. Big creatures on the bottom, medium in the middle, and small on the top. And that's their stats and abilities combined basically into one. So team building becomes less about individual strength and more about how well you can stack together. It's generally quite a unique system and honestly one of the best things about the game. The combat is obviously classic turn-based Final Fantasy. You got spells, abilities, summons, and all the usual stuff. There's even a clean visual turn order system that shows exactly who acts first, what makes the battle feel more engaging. But there is also a catch. The game is really quite easy. You don't actually need to optimize your stacks or think too hard most of the time, which is kind of a shame because the system has a lot of depth and it just isn't required. But it is on sale now, so it's worth a shot. Now, on top of all that, you've got the Final Fantasy side. The world is packed with characters across the series. They show up, interact, and bring a ton of fan service, but they don't take over the game. They're more like a bonus layer on top of what is already a solid creature collector. And even though the main story is a bit weak, the characters themselves are fun. The two twins, one is a complete idiot in a good way, and one is constantly calling them out, their brother and sister basically. And your companion in the game also adds to the chaos. I won't spoil it, but you have to buy the game to see for yourself. Their banter carries a lot of the charm. So yeah, if you're looking for like a Final Fantasy game in the Steam sale right now and wondering what's worth playing, this is one of them creature capture games that fans shouldn't ignore. World of Final Fantasy isn't just trying to be a deep emotional RPG, it's just trying to be fun. As a creature collector and a Final Fantasy, it's a decent creature collector in a Final Fantasy skin. It absolutely succeeds that. If you go and expecting a traditional Final Fantasy game, you're going to be disappointed. But if you go and expect something closer to Pokémon, you're probably going to have a really good time. And I just thought I'd bring this video for you guys. And yeah, this is definitely one to pick up now it's on sale. I'm going to pick up, I love Final Fantasy 8. I'm going to pick that up for like $4 now, I think. Final Fantasy 8 now on the Steam sale. You can actually get the Final Fantasy 7 remake for like $15 if you're in the UK. Or it's like $20 if you're in the US. But there's loads of different games now. You can get them for like less than $20. So I'll leave a link in the description below. And yeah, just go check them out. Definitely try this game out though if you're a creature collecting fan. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button. And I'll catch you all on the next video. Peace.